August 1945. Manchuria. Soviet troops enter territory controlled by Japan. The war is almost over, but here, on the far eastern border, the last salvos still thunder. Sergeant Ivan Petrovich Gromov, 28 years old, a tanker of the 3rd Far Eastern Front, leads his T-34 through a mountain pass. The crew? Mechanic driver Sashka, 19 years old. Gunner Kolya, 22. Loader Vitka, 20. All young, all wanting to go home. The war has been going on for 5 years. Ivan has been fighting since 41. Stalingrad, Kursk, Berlin. He survived by a miracle. 3 wounds, 2 concussions, 28 destroyed German tanks to his credit. Awarded the Order of the Red Star, the Medal for Courage, nominated for the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. But the nomination got lost in staff papers. It doesn't matter. The main thing is to survive and return home to Tambov Oblast, where his mother, Anna Sergeyevna, 62 years old, waits alone without her husband, who died in 42 near Rzhev. On the 9th of August, Gromov's tank hits a Japanese mine 20 kilometers from the Manchurian village of Heihekun. An explosion of terrible force. The track is torn off, the engine is burning, the turret is jammed. Sashka dies instantly, a fragment to the head. Kolya bleeds out, a bullet wound to the stomach. He dies 10 minutes later in Ivan's arms. Vitka is shell-shocked, cannot hear, cannot speak, stares into emptiness. Ivan pulls him from the burning tank, drags him on his back into the forest. Shells explode around them, bullets whistle. The Japanese are retreating, but resisting desperately. They walk for 2 days on foot through mountains and taiga. Vitka comes to his senses on the 2nd day, begins to hear, speaks slowly, sluggishly. They are lost. No map, no compass, no contact with the unit. They orient by the sun, heading west, where their own forces should be. They eat berries, drink water from streams. On the 3rd day, they come upon a village. The village is small, 20 houses, wooden, thatched with straw. Rice fields all around, abandoned. No smoke rises from any chimney. Deathly silence. Ivan cautiously enters, submachine gun at the ready. Vitka follows, holding on to Ivan's shoulder. The first house is empty, the second too. In the third, he finds an old man, about 70, sitting on the floor, staring at the wall. Ivan tries to speak Russian. The old man doesn't understand, gestures where the food is. The old man silently points to the storeroom. There are sacks of rice, dried fish, vegetables. Ivan and Vitka eat properly for the first time in 3 days, greedily, without talking. The old man watches, says nothing. The next day, Ivan walks around the village, discovers that of the 20 houses, 15 are inhabited only by women and children. Almost no men. One old man, 70 years old. A second, a cripple without a leg, 55. A third, a boy of 14. Everything else is women. 18 adult women from 20 to 45 years old, 23 children from infants to teenagers. The men are either at the front or dead. The village is left without protection, without breadwinners. Ivan understands he can stay here. It's safe here. No one will find him in these mountains. The war will end. He'll return to his unit, say he fell behind, was shell-shocked. They'll believe him. Everything is chaos now. Who will check? On the 12th of August, Vitka says he wants to go on, to look for their own. Ivan tries to dissuade him. It's dangerous. Japanese all around. We'll get lost, die in the taiga. Vitka insists. I'm not a deserter, he says. I'll go alone. Ivan doesn't hold him back. Vitka leaves on the morning of the 13th of August, alone with a submachine gun and 2 grenades. Ivan never sees him again. Later, he learns from the locals that he was found dead 5 kilometers from the village. A bullet in the back. Japanese marauders who roamed the taiga after the surrender. Ivan Gromov remains in the village alone. On the 15th of August, Japan capitulates. The war is officially over, but Ivan doesn't leave. He understands that if he returns now, they'll ask him where he was for 3 weeks, why he didn't look for his unit, why he stayed in the village. Desertion, tribunal, execution, or 25 years in the camps. He saw how they shot deserters near Stalingrad without trial, against a barn wall, a bullet to the back of the head. He decides to stay a little longer, wait it out, then he'll invent a legend, say he was wounded, shell-shocked, lost his memory. They'll believe it or not, but there's a chance. He lives in an empty house on the edge of the village. The house belonged to a family that went into the mountains when the offensive began. They didn't return. Ivan settles in, repairs the roof, patches the walls, plants a garden. The village women watch him from a distance, afraid. He's a Soviet soldier, an occupier. They've heard stories about what Soviet soldiers do to prisoners, to civilians. Violence, looting, murder. Propaganda worked on both sides, but Ivan doesn't touch anyone. He works silently, bows when meeting people, helps old women carry water from the well. The first to approach him is Yuki, 26 years old, a widow. Her husband died in '43, somewhere in the Philippines. 2 children, a boy of 5 and a girl of 3. She's thin, exhausted, in torn clothing. She comes in the evening, knocks on the door. Ivan opens, sees her with a bundle in her hands. She speaks Japanese. He doesn't understand. She shows with gestures. She unwraps the bundle. Inside is rice, fish, vegetables. She offers food in exchange for help. Her house is falling apart. The roof leaks. Winter is near. It needs to be repaired. Ivan understands, nods, goes with her, looks at the house. The roof is indeed full of holes. The beams are rotten. He works for 3 days, repairs the roof, replaces beams, patches walls. Yuki feeds him, thanks him with low bows. The children look at the big Russian soldier with curiosity and fear. On the 4th day, Yuki comes again, this time without food, stands at the threshold, looks at the ground, speaks quietly in Japanese. Ivan doesn't understand the words, but understands the meaning from the intonation. She's offering herself. He's silent for a long time. War taught him much, but didn't teach him how to refuse a woman who's ready to give herself for a piece of bread and protection. He lets her inside. She stays the night, leaves in the morning, saying nothing. She comes again in 3 days, then again in a week. It becomes regular. She brings food. He gives protection. Sex as the currency of survival. No love, only a transaction. Both sides understand the terms. September 1945. The second woman, Mizuki, 32 years old, also a widow, 3 children. Her husband died in '42 in Burma. She sees that Yuki goes to Ivan. She sees that Yuki has stopped starving, that her children are dressed better. She comes to Ivan herself, offers the same deal. Ivan agrees. Now 2 women. He didn't plan this, but circumstances dictate the rules. There are no men in the village. Women need protection, working hands, someone who will repair the house, chop firewood, bring meat. Ivan can give this. In return, they give food, sex, silence. No one reports to the Soviet authorities that a deserter lives in the village. October. The third woman. Haruka, 24 years old, not a widow. Her husband went missing in '44 on Okinawa. She hoped he would return. But a year has passed, no news.
She's alone with a nursing infant. Her milk is disappearing from hunger. The baby cries day and night.
Haruka comes to Ivan in desperation, shows him the baby, cries, asks for food. Ivan gives rice, dried meat. She thanks him, leaves, returns in a week. This time she understands that food alone isn't enough. She needs more. She stays the night, becomes the third. The village is silent. The women know what's happening, but don't condemn. War has overturned all notions of morality. Survival is more important than propriety. Yuki, Mizuki, and Haruka receive protection, food, help. Their children stop starving. That's all that matters. The 70-year-old man, the village elder, comes to Ivan in November, speaks through gestures and drawings on the ground. Winter will be hard. The harvest is poor. There's little food. We need help. Ivan offers to hunt. The forest is full of game, wild boars, deer, hares. He knows how to shoot. The elder agrees. Ivan begins to hunt, brings meat, shares it with the village. His status changes. Now he's not just an occupier, not just a soldier. He's a provider. They begin to respect him. December 1945. The fourth woman. Ayaka, 39 years old. A widow with 4 children. Her husband died back in '37 in China. She survived alone for 8 years. Now her strength is running out. The firewood is running out. There's nothing to heat with. The children are freezing. She comes to Ivan, asks him to help chop firewood. He chops for 3 days, stacks a woodpile by her house. She thanks him, offers him to stay. He stays, becomes the fourth. January 1946. Ivan Gromov has been living in the village for 5 months. 4 women regularly come to him or he goes to them. The schedule is spontaneous, but everyone understands the unspoken rules. Yuki on Mondays and Thursdays, Mizuki on Tuesdays and Fridays, Haruka on Wednesdays, Ayaka on Saturdays. Sunday is a free day. Ivan works, hunts, repairs houses, chops firewood. The women cook, wash his clothes, take care of him. This isn't a family, it's a survival cooperative. Everyone gets what they need. No one asks unnecessary questions. Snow lies knee-deep. The temperature drops to -15 at night. The houses are poorly heated. Firewood is conserved. Children get sick. Yuki's younger daughter coughs blood, tuberculosis. There are no medicines. The nearest city is 80 kilometers away through the mountains. In winter, it's impossible to get there. The girl dies in February. Yuki cries for days without stopping. Ivan sits nearby, silent. He doesn't know how to comfort. War taught him to kill, didn't teach him to comfort. He buries the girl in the village cemetery, a small grave under a pine tree. Yuki places a wooden tablet with the name. Ivan digs the grave himself. The ground is frozen. Digging is hard. His hands are bloody. But he digs, because this is his only way to help. March. The snow melts. Spring comes slowly. Ivan understands that Soviet authorities will sooner or later find the village, will register the population, check documents, look for deserters. He needs to prepare. The elder helps, says he'll tell the authorities that Ivan came to the village wounded, shell-shocked, lost his memory. They cared for him, nursed him back to health. Now his memory has returned. He's ready to return to the army. The legend is simple, hard to verify. Ivan is grateful. He learns Japanese words, basic phrases. Thank you, hello, yes, no, food, water, house. Yuki teaches him patiently, corrects his pronunciation, laughs when he mangles words. This is the first laughter after her daughter's death.
April 1946. The fifth woman. Satsuka, 21 years old, the youngest. Her husband went missing in 45. The last letter came in July. He wrote that his unit was being sent to Sakhalin. Nothing more. Satsuka is pregnant, 5 months along.
The baby is her husband's, conceived before he left. She's afraid to give birth alone. There's no midwife in the village. The old midwife died in winter from pneumonia. Satsuka asks Ivan to be nearby when labor begins. Not for sex, for support. Ivan doesn't understand how he can help with childbirth. He's a soldier, not a doctor, but he agrees. He promises to be nearby. May. A Soviet patrol comes to the village. 3 soldiers, a lieutenant. They check houses, question residents through an interpreter. The interpreter is Korean, speaks Japanese poorly, but they understand each other. The lieutenant asks if there are any Soviet soldiers in the village, deserters, fugitives. The elder answers calmly. There was one soldier, came in autumn, wounded, shell-shocked, didn't remember who he was. The village nursed him back to health. His memory returned recently. He's here. The lieutenant demands he be brought. Ivan comes out of the house, salutes, introduces himself. Sergeant Gromov Ivan Petrovich, 3rd Far Eastern Front, Tank Forces. The tank hit a mine on the 9th of August. The crew died. He was shell-shocked, lost his memory. The local people saved him, nursed him. He's ready to return to his unit. The lieutenant looks suspicious, checks documents. The Red Army book is intact. The photograph matches. He asks questions. Where did you fight before Manchuria? Ivan answers clearly. Stalingrad, Kursk, Berlin. Unit numbers, commanders' names, dates of operations. Everything matches. The lieutenant records the testimony, says he'll pass the information to headquarters. They'll make a decision there. For now, stay in the village. Don't go anywhere. Ivan agrees. The patrol leaves. The village exhales. The legend worked. June. Satsuka gives birth. The labor is difficult, long. 20 hours. Ivan sits outside the door, listens to the screams. Yuki and Mizuki help inside, deliver the baby themselves. A healthy boy, 3 kilograms, 200 grams. Satsuka is exhausted, but alive. Ivan enters, looks at the infant. A wrinkled red face, tiny fists. Satsuka smiles weakly, says thank you. Ivan doesn't understand what she's thanking him for. He did nothing, just sat outside the door. But she thanks him for being nearby. It means a lot to a woman giving birth alone in a destroyed world. After the birth, Satsuka comes to Ivan. Not immediately, a month later when she's recovered. She speaks quietly, looks at the floor. Her husband won't return. She knows this. A year has passed without letters. He's dead. She's alone with an infant. She needs help. Ivan understands. Satsuka becomes the 5th. She's younger than the others, timid, shy. Thanks him for everything 10 times over. Ivan gets used to her presence. She's quiet, doesn't demand much, just wants not to be alone. July 1946. A reply comes from headquarters. Ivan Gromov is restored to the lists of the living. Not considered desertion, as he was shell-shocked and lost his memory. A medical commission is not required. Witness testimony is sufficient. Ordered to report to the military commissariat of the city of Harem for demobilization processing. Deadline, 2 weeks. Ivan reads the paper 3 times. He's free. He can return home to Tambov Oblast to his mother, live a normal life, marry, work, forget the war. But he looks at the village, at the 5 women,
at the children who call him Uncle Vanya, at the houses he repaired, at the garden he planted, and understands he cannot leave. He won't go to Harbin. He'll stay. Ivan Gromov tears up the order from headquarters, burns the paper in the stove, watches it turn to ash. Now officially he's a deserter. If they find him, they'll shoot him without trial. But he's made his decision. Life in the village has become his life. He cannot abandon the women and children who depend on him. The elder learns of Ivan's decision, is silent for 3 days, then comes, sits opposite, looks into his eyes for a long time, speaks through Yuki, who already understands a little Russian. "You're staying forever?" Ivan nods. "Forever." The elder takes out a bottle of rice vodka, pours 2 cups. They drink in silence. This is a ritual. Ivan is now part of the village, not a guest, not a temporary worker, one of their own. August, the 6th woman. Keiko, 35 years old, a widow. Her husband died in 39 in Mongolia in the battles at Khalkhin Gol. 3 children, all boys, 12, 10, and 8 years old. The eldest helps in the field, the middle one herds goats, the youngest is still small, plays with wooden toys. Keiko is a strong woman, hard-working, silent. She lived alone for 9 years, never asked anyone for help. But the well by her house collapsed, the walls crumbled. The water is gone. Digging a new one alone is impossible. She comes to Ivan, asks for help. He digs the well for 2 weeks, depth 8 meters. The ground is rocky. Digging is hellishly hard. His back aches, his hands are rubbed raw. But Ivan doesn't complain, works silently, methodically. Keiko brings food, water, watches him dig, says nothing but gratitude is in her eyes. When the well is ready, the water clean and cold, Keiko stays with Ivan for the night. She does not ask for permission, she simply stays. Ivan does not object. She becomes the 6th. Keiko is not like the others. She is not timid, not shy. She is tough, hardened by 9 years of solitude. She demands respect and receives it. Ivan understands that he cannot treat her like the rest. She is an equal, a partner, not just a woman who needs protection. September 1946. The rice harvest is meager. The summer was cold. The rains came rarely. The fields yielded half the usual amount. The village is on the brink of starvation. The reserves will last until February at most. Then the dying will begin. The head woman gathers the council. The 5 eldest women of the village and Ivan discuss what to do. One option is to ask for help from the Soviet authorities, but that is dangerous. They will come, start checking, and find Ivan the deserter. The second option is to go to neighboring villages and ask for food on credit. But the neighboring villages are also starving. The third option is to hunt more, to stockpile meat. Ivan proposes the third. He will go into the mountains, hunt every day, dry meat, smoke it. There will be enough meat for the winter if they are lucky. October. Ivan goes into the taiga for a week. He lives in a shelter made of branches and hides. He hunts from dawn to dusk. He kills a deer, a boar, dozens of hares, butchers the carcasses himself, smokes the meat over a fire, dries it in the sun, brings it to the village in sacks. The women salt it, smoke it, store it in cellars. Enough meat is gathered. Winter is no longer frightening. The village is grateful. Ivan becomes a hero. Children run after him, asking him to tell stories about hunting, about bears, about wolves. He tells them sparingly, but they listen with their mouths open. Yagori. Yuki announces that she is pregnant, 2 months along. The child is Ivan's. She speaks calmly, without emotion, as one reports the weather. Ivan is silent for a long time. He had not thought about children, had not planned to become a father here, in a foreign country, with a woman he does not love. But the child will be. Yuki does not ask what he thinks. She simply states a fact. Ivan nods. All right, I will help. Yuki smiles for the first time in a long while. That is all she needed to hear. December. Haruka is also pregnant, 3 months along, also Ivan's. She cries when she speaks, afraid to give birth again. The first birth was difficult. She nearly died. Ivan comforts her as best he can. He promises to be there. He promises that everything will be all right. He does not know if this is true, but he promises. Haruka calms down, wipes away her tears, thanks him quietly. Ivan realizes he is becoming the father of 2 children at once, perhaps more. Mizuki and Ayaka may also be pregnant. He does not ask. He will find out when they tell him. January 1947. Frost, -20 degrees. The firewood runs out faster than they calculated. Ivan chops wood every day from morning to evening. His hands are covered with calluses, his back aches, but he does not stop. 6 women, 23 children. The head woman, an invalid, a 14-year-old boy. 32 people depend on him. He cannot let them down. He chops wood, carries it on his back, stacks it by each house. The women see how he works. They see that he does not complain, does not ask for gratitude. Respect grows. February. Mizuki announces that she is pregnant, 1 month along, the 3rd child from Ivan. She says this at dinner when all 6 women have gathered at his house. Now they sometimes gather together, eat, talk. A strange family. 1 man, 6 women. No jealousy, no scandals. Everyone understands the situation, accepts it. Survival leaves no room for romance and drama. When Mizuki speaks of her pregnancy, the others nod, congratulate her calmly. Ivan sits silently, digesting the information. 3 children. Soon there will be a large family. March. Ayaka is the 4th pregnant woman, 6 weeks along. She is older than the others, 39 years old, afraid of complications. At her age, childbirth is more dangerous, but there is no choice. The child will be. Ivan is now officially the father of 4 future children, plus 23 non-biological ones who live in the village. He is becoming the head of a huge family he never planned. At night, he lies on the futon, stares at the ceiling, thinks about life. A year ago, he was a tank crewman, fought, killed, nearly died. Now he is a peasant in a Japanese village, the father of 4 children, the breadwinner for 30 people. Life has turned completely upside down. April 1947. Spring comes late, the snow melts slowly. Ivan expands the vegetable garden, digs new beds. More land is needed, a bigger harvest. 4 children will be born in summer and autumn. There will be nothing to feed them with. He works 16 hours a day. He digs, hauls stones, fertilizes the soil with manure. His back hurts so much that at night he cannot turn over. Keika sees how he suffers, brings some Japanese ointment, rubs his back silently. It smells of herbs, burns the skin, but the pain recedes. Ivan thanks her. Keika nods and leaves. There are few words between them, but there is understanding. May, the 7th woman. Tomoka, 28 years old, not a widow. Her husband is alive. He returned from the war in March without a leg. The left one was amputated below the knee. There is no prosthesis. He walks on crutches. Angry, broken, drinks moonshine, beats his wife. Tomoka endured it for a month, then came to Ivan with a battered face. Her lip is split, a bruise under her eye. She left 2 children with a neighbor. She asks for protection. Ivan asks through Yuki, who translates, why she will not leave her husband. Tomoka answers that there is nowhere to go. Her parents are dead. She has no relatives, no house of her own. She is tied to her husband, even if he beats her. Ivan is silent, thinking, interfering in someone else's family is dangerous. The husband might complain to the authorities, and then they will find the deserter. But he cannot abandon a beaten woman either. The next day, Ivan goes to Tomoka's house. Her husband is sitting on the porch, drinking moonshine from a bottle. He sees Ivan and snarls in Japanese. Ivan does not understand the words, but the tone is clear. Get lost. It is none of your business. Ivan speaks slowly in Russian, gestures. You cannot beat your wife. If you hit her again, there will be trouble. The husband laughs drunkenly, spits in Ivan's direction, waves his crutch, tries to stand, falls. Ivan catches him, drags him into the house, lays him on the futon. The husband passes out, snores. Ivan leaves. Tomoka watches from behind the door, thanks him in a whisper. A week later, Tomoka comes again. Her husband drank again, beat her again, this time harder, broke 2 ribs. It hurts to breathe, it is hard to speak. Ivan takes her to his place, lays her down, bandages her ribs with cloth. Tomoka stays for 3 days, until the ribs heal a little. Her husband comes looking for her on the 2nd day, drunk, aggressive. He pounds on the door, yells. Ivan comes out, looks silently. The husband falls silent, sees the cold eyes of a soldier who has killed people. He turns around, leaves, limping on his crutches. He does not come again. Tomoka stays with Ivan, becomes the 7th. Her husband drinks alone, degrades. In 6 months he will die of cirrhosis of the liver. But that is later. For now, Tomoka lives with Ivan, helps with the household, thanks him every day. June 1947. Yuki gives birth first. A girl. 2 kilograms, 800 grams. The birth is quick, 3 hours. The baby is healthy, cries loudly. Yuki smiles, tired, happy. Ivan holds his daughter in his arms, looks at the small, wrinkled face. His first child here. Half Russian, half Japanese. Black hair, gray eyes. Yuki names her Hana. It means flower. Ivan does not object. The name is beautiful. The village celebrates the birth quietly. They bring rice, fish, congratulate Yuki. Ivan treats the men of the village, the old man and the invalid, to rice vodka. They drink to the health of the child, to the future. July. Haruka gives birth. A boy, 3 kilograms, 100 grams. The birth is difficult, 8 hours. Haruka screams, loses a lot of blood. Yuki and Mizuki help, stop the bleeding, stitch up the tears with a homemade needle and thread. Haruka loses consciousness, comes to an hour later. The baby is healthy, sucks greedily at the breast. Haruka names him Hiroshi, brave. Ivan looks at his son, feels a strange pride. The boy will be strong. You can tell by the way he clenches his little fists. Ivan promises himself to raise him properly, to teach him to hunt, to work, to protect the family. August. Mizuki gives birth. A girl, 3 kilograms. The birth is of medium difficulty, 5 hours. The baby is healthy, calm, hardly cries. Mizuki names her Emi, blessed beauty. Ivan holds his second daughter. He thinks how quickly his life has filled with children. 3 children in 2 months. Another one will come in autumn. Ayaka. 4 biological children plus 23 non-biological. 27 children for whom he is responsible. The responsibility weighs on him, but he will not break. He survived Stalingrad, survived Berlin.
Raising children is easier than surviving a war. September 1947. Ayaka gives birth last. A boy, 2 kilograms 500 grams. The birth is very difficult, 12 hours. Ayaka is 40 years old. Her body cannot cope. The bleeding is severe. They almost lose her. Ivan sits outside the door, listens to the screams. For the first time in a long while, he prays. Does not know to whom, does not believe in gods, but prays. He asks that Ayaka survive, that the child survive. The prayer works, or they are simply lucky. Ayaka survives. The baby is alive, weak but alive. Ayaka names him Takeshi, brave. Ivan holds his son, sees how small he is, how fragile, promises to protect him, to raise him strong. October. 4 infants in the village. Hana, Hiroshi, Emi, Takeshi. All from Ivan. The village knows this, accepts it. No one judges. The war changed the rules. 1 man, 7 women, 4 children from him. This is the new reality. Ivan builds an additional room onto his house. More space is needed. The women help, carry boards, hammer nails, work together silently, efficiently. A strange family, but a family. November. A Soviet patrol comes to the village again. A different lieutenant, young, about 20, checks documents, questions the residents, asks about Soviet soldiers. The head woman repeats the same legend. There was one, shell-shocked, lost his memory. Now he works in the village, helps. The lieutenant demands to see him. Ivan comes out, salutes. The lieutenant looks for a long time, suspiciously. He sees 4 infants, 7 women who live around 1 man. He asks directly what is going on here. Ivan answers calmly, "I am helping the village survive. There are no men. Someone has to work." The lieutenant frowns but does not argue. He writes a report and leaves. Ivan understands that next time they may come with more serious questions. December 1947. Winter is harsh again. Ivan chops wood, hunts, provides for the village. 4 infants are growing, getting fat, crying at night. Ivan has not slept properly for months. Every night one of the children cries, one of the women calls for help. He gets up, rocks the children, changes cloth diapers, feeds them from a bottle with goat's milk when the mothers do not have enough of their own. He is deadly tired, but does not complain. This is his life now. He chose it himself. January 1948. Ivan Gromov, 33 years old, looks 45. Gray hair at the temples, deep wrinkles, a stooped back from constant work, hands covered with scars and calluses. He has turned from a soldier into a peasant completely. His military bearing has disappeared. Only fatigue remains. But he continues to work. Every day the same thing. Rise at 5 in the morning, chop wood, feed the livestock, repair houses, hunt, fish, work in the field. He goes to bed at 10 in the evening, sleeps 5 hours, gets up again. The cycle is endless. Sayaka announces that she is pregnant. The second child from Ivan. 2 months along. She is happy, smiles broadly. Her first son from her husband is already 3 years old, big, speaks in sentences.
Now there will be a little brother or sister from Ivan. Ivan nods wearily. The fifth child. Soon there will be a sixth, because Tomoka is also pregnant. She just has not said so yet. Ivan sees the signs: morning sickness, fatigue, a rounded belly. He waits for her to say it herself. February. Tomoka confirms the pregnancy, 3 months along. She is nervous, says she is afraid. Her first 2 children are from her husband, who beat her. She is afraid that Ivan will also change, become cruel. Ivan comforts her as best he can, promises never to raise a hand to her. He is not like that. The war taught him to kill enemies, not to beat women. Tomoka calms down a little, but the fear remains in her eyes. March 1948. Another woman comes to the village, not a local.
She walks on foot from a neighboring village 20 kilometers away through the mountains. Reika, 31 years old, a widow with 2 children. Her husband died in 45 on Okinawa. Everyone who could leave their village left. Only old people remained, who do not want to go anywhere, waiting for death. Reika heard that in this village there is a Soviet soldier who helps widows, gives work, feeds children. She decided to come and ask for help. She arrives with 2 children, a 7-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl. Thin, ragged, hungry. Ivan looks at them, sees himself in 41 when he walked through the war, hungry and lost. Reika asks for work, food, a roof over her head. She is ready to do any work, to do whatever she is told. Ivan looks at the 7 women who already live with him, asks their opinion. Yuki says they should help. Keika agrees. Mizuki nods. The others are silent but do not object. The decision is made. Reika stays. Ivan builds a small house for her next to his own. He works for a week, cobbles it together from old boards and straw. The house is tiny, but the roof does not leak. The walls hold the warmth. Reika cries with gratitude, bows low, promises to work, not to let them down. April. Reika becomes the 8th woman. She is not timid like Sayaka, and not tough like Keika. She is quiet, grateful, submissive. She does everything she is asked, does not complain. She works in the field from morning to night, washes, cooks, cares for other people's children as if they were her own. Ivan sees her diligence, respects it. A month later she comes to him, offers herself. Not out of calculation, but out of gratitude. Ivan accepts. Reika becomes part of the strange family. 8 women, 1 man, 29 children, if you count them all. May 1948. Sayaka gives birth. A girl, 3 kilograms, 200 grams. The birth is easy, 4 hours. The baby is healthy, calm. Sayaka names her Yuri, Lily. Ivan holds his 5th daughter, or 4th. He is already losing count. Hana, Emi, now Yuri. 3 daughters, exactly. 2 sons, Hiroshi and Takeshi. 5 children, soon 6 from Tomoka. June. Keika announces that she is pregnant. Unexpectedly. She is 37. She thought she could no longer have children. 4 adult sons from her first husband. The youngest is 14. But the pregnancy is confirmed, 2 months along. Keika is neither happy nor sad. She accepts it as a fact. There will be another child. We will raise it. Ivan agrees silently. The 6th. The 7th soon, Tomoka. July 1948. Tomoka gives birth. A boy, 3 kilograms, 400 grams. The birth is of medium difficulty, 6 hours.
The baby is large, strong. Tomoka names him Kenji, healthy second son. Ivan holds his son, sees how big he is compared to the others. He will be strong, like his father. Tomoka smiles for the first time sincerely since she left her husband. She is happy. Ivan is glad for her. August. The Soviet patrol comes for the third time. A new commander, a captain, strict, suspicious. With him are 10 soldiers, a truck, a serious inspection. The captain questions all the villagers separately. He checks houses, barns, writes everything down in a notebook. He gets to Ivan, asks for documents. Ivan shows his Red Army booklet, worn but genuine. The captain checks it, asks questions. Why did you not return to the USSR? Why do you live in a Japanese village? How many children do you have with local women? Ivan answers honestly, without hiding anything. He was shell-shocked, lost his memory. The village nursed him back to health. He stayed to help. 5 biological children, 24 non-biological. He feeds them all, helps them all. The captain writes it down, frowns. He says this is abnormal. A Soviet soldier should not live with Japanese women, breeding half-breeds. This is a disgrace to the Red Army. Ivan remains silent, does not argue, does not justify himself. The captain looks at the children, at the women, at the village that lives normally thanks to one man. He sighs, says he will write a report to Moscow. The decision will be made there. For now, remain in place and await instructions. He leaves, and the village freezes. Ivan understands they might order him to return, or arrest him for desertion, or shoot him. But he can do nothing except wait. September 1948. There is no answer from Moscow. Ivan continues to live and work. Yuki is pregnant again. The second child from Ivan, 1 month along. She is not particularly joyful, perceives it as an ordinary matter. Haruka is also pregnant, the third child. Mizuki is pregnant, the third. 3 women pregnant simultaneously. Ivan calculates. If all give birth, there will be 8 children from him plus 5 already born. 13. His head spins from the numbers. October. Reika is pregnant, the first child from Ivan. She is happy, crying with joy. 4 women are pregnant. Ivan builds another room onto the house, then another. The house transforms into a long barracks with many rooms where the women and children live. Ivan sleeps in the central room on the floor. The women come in turns. The schedule is unspoken, but everyone observes it. No jealousy, no scandals. Everyone understands that jealousy is foolish. Ivan is 1, the women are 8. They have to share. November 1948. Keika gives birth. A daughter, 2 kilograms 900 grams. The birth is quick, 3 hours. At 37 years old, she gives birth more easily than at 20. Experience. The child is named Sakura, cherry blossom. Ivan holds his 6th daughter, or 5th. He gets confused again. There are more daughters than sons. 3 sons for certain: Hiroshi, Takeshi, Kenji. Many daughters, the names get confused. Hana, Emi, Yuri, Sakura. 4, 5. Ivan no longer remembers. Too many children. December. An answer comes from Moscow. An official document, seal, general's signature. The text is brief. Sergeant Gromov 1P is released from military duty due to shell shock and memory loss. He is permitted to reside in occupied Japanese territory to provide assistance to the local population within the framework of internationalism policy. Children born from relations with local women are to be considered citizens of the USSR. Ensure registration at the Soviet consulate. Ivan rereads it 3 times. He is free, officially. Moscow has permitted him to live here, permitted the children, even ordered their registration. He is no longer a deserter. He is an internationalist. He laughs for the first time in a long while. Absurd, but an absurdity that saves his life. January 1949. Ivan Gromov is officially legalized. The document from Moscow gives him the right to live in the village, work, raise children. The village elders sighs with relief. No more need to lie to patrols, invent legends. Everything is official. A Soviet soldier is helping a Japanese village by order of Moscow. Internationalism in action. The village celebrates quietly. Rice vodka, a little fish, speeches of gratitude. Ivan drinks, listens, does not understand half the words, but feels warmth. These people have accepted him. He is one of them. February. Yuki gives birth to her second child from Ivan. A boy, 3 kilograms. The birth is easy, 5 hours. She names him Taro, firstborn, although he is not the firstborn. She already has 2 children from her first husband and a daughter, Hana, from Ivan. But Taro sounds strong, manly. Ivan holds his 4th son, or 3rd, Hiroshi, Takeshi, Kenji, Taro. 4th. There are more sons now. An army of small, half-Russian Japanese children is growing. March 1949. Haruka gives birth to her 3rd child, a girl, 2 kilograms, 800 grams. The birth is difficult, 9 hours. Haruka is weak, exhausted by 3 births in 3 years. The child is named Aoi, blue, the color of the sky. The girl is quiet, almost never cries. Ivan holds another daughter. He no longer counts which one. 5th, 6th, it does not matter. All daughters, all beautiful, all healthy. That is what matters. April. Mizuki gives birth to her 3rd child, a boy, 3 kilograms, 300 grams. The birth is moderately difficult, 7 hours. She names him Daisuke, great help. Ivan holds his 5th son. Daisuke cries louder than all the others. A strong boy, he will be healthy, sturdy. Ivan is glad there are many sons. Sons will help in the field, in hunting, will protect the family when he grows old. May 1949. Reika gives birth to her 1st child from Ivan, a girl, 3 kilograms, 100 grams. The birth is quick, 4 hours. Reika is happy, smiling through tears. She names her daughter Midori, green, the color of spring. Ivan holds another daughter. He truly no longer remembers which one. 7th, 8th. Too many daughters, the names get confused. But he loves each one equally. Although the love is strange, not fatherly in the usual sense, he is responsible for them, protects them, feeds them. This is his way of loving. June. Ayaka announces she is pregnant again, the 2nd child from Ivan. She is 42 years old. Giving birth is dangerous, but she accepts it calmly. She will give birth, survive or not, the will of the gods. Ivan worries more than she does. He remembers how she nearly died during the 1st birth. He asks her to take care of herself, not to work hard. Ayaka nods but continues working in the field. Women here are not accustomed to taking care of themselves. July 1949. Tomoka is pregnant with her 2nd child from Ivan, 3 months along. She is happy. The 1st child, Kenji, is growing healthy and strong. Now there will be a 2nd. She hopes for a daughter. She wants to raise a girl, dress her in beautiful clothes, braid her hair.
From her first husband, she has only sons. Ivan promises he will help. It does not matter, boy or girl. August. Setsuka is pregnant with her third child from Ivan. She is 25 years old, young, healthy, gives birth easily, rejoices at each pregnancy, loves children, loves a large family. Ivan looks at her and thinks she is the only one who is truly happy in this situation. The others have resigned themselves, accepted it, are surviving. Setsuka is living. September 1949. Keika is pregnant again, the second child from Ivan. She is 38, but her health is strong. She says she will give birth easily, not the first time. In total, she will have 6 children, 4 from her first husband, 2 from Ivan. A large family. Ivan respects her strength. She does not complain, does not cry, simply lives, works, raises children. October. 2 new women come to the village, sisters.
Natsumi, 26 years old, and Fuyume, 23 years old, from the destroyed city of Harbin. Their parents died in a bombing. Their house burned down. They walked on foot for 2 months through mountains and taiga. They starved, nearly died. They found the village by chance. They saw smoke from chimneys. They came to ask for help. Thin to the bone, dirty, in torn clothing. Ivan looks at them, sees desperation, asks the opinion of the 8 women. All agree to help. There is little space, but the sisters can live in the old barn, which Ivan will repair. He works for a week, turns the barn into living quarters, patches the roof, installs a stove, makes futons from straw and fabric. The sisters move in, thank him endlessly, work tirelessly, help everyone, try to repay the kindness. A month later, Natsumi comes to Ivan, says quietly that she wants to thank him properly. Ivan understands. Natsumi becomes the 9th woman. 2 weeks later, Fuyume also comes, becomes the 10th. November 1949. 10 women, 1 man. The number is absurd. Ivan sometimes laughs at himself. In his past life, he was an ordinary soldier, fought, survived by miracle. Now he is the head of a harem. The word harem is wrong, but there is no other to choose. 10 women share 1 man, not out of love, out of necessity. He provides protection, food, work. They provide sex, care, gratitude. An honest deal. Everyone is satisfied. December. Ayaka gives birth to her second child from Ivan, a boy, 2 kilograms, 700 grams. The birth is very difficult, 15 hours. Ayaka screams, loses consciousness. Everyone thinks she will die, but she survives. The child is weak, small, but alive. She names him Ryuta, strong dragon. She hopes the name will give him strength. Ivan holds his 6th son, looks at the tiny body, fears he will not survive. But Ryuta clings to life. He suckles greedily, grows slowly, but grows. January 1950.
Tomoka gives birth to her second child, a girl, as she wanted. 3 kilograms, 200 grams. The birth is easy, 5 hours. She names her Hina. The girl is beautiful, light skin, large eyes. Tomoka is immeasurably happy. She dresses her daughter in a beautiful kimono she sews herself from old fabrics. She braids her hair when it grows. Ivan watches, rejoices for her. Tomoka has earned happiness after years of beatings. February. Setsuka gives birth to her third child from Ivan, a boy, 3 kilograms, 400 grams. The birth is quick, 3 hours. She names him Shin, true. Ivan holds his 7th son. Many sons, many daughters, all healthy. The village is turning into a kindergarten. Children run everywhere, shout, laugh.
The noise is constant, but Ivan has grown used to it. The noise of life is better than the silence of death. March 1950. Keika gives birth to her second child from Ivan, a boy, 3 kilograms. The birth is moderately difficult, 6 hours.
She names him Ryuji, Dragon's second, the 8th son. Ivan understands that his army of sons can defend the village in 15 years. 8 sons, when they grow up, will be a force. No one will dare offend this village. April. Natsumi is pregnant, the first child from Ivan, 2 months along. Fuyume is also pregnant, 1 month along. 2 sisters pregnant almost simultaneously. Ivan looks at the 10 women. 8 have already given birth, 2 are pregnant. Soon all 10 will have given birth to at least 1 child from him. His blood flows in the veins of children throughout the village. May 1950. Ivan Gromov is 36 years old, but looks 50. His hair is completely gray, his back constantly aches, his hands tremble in the mornings from fatigue. 22 children from him, 38 children in total in the village under his care. The work is endlessly much. He rises at 4 o'clock in the morning, goes to bed at midnight, sleeps 4 hours. The rest of the time he works. Field, garden, house repairs, hunting, fishing, firewood preparation. 10 women help, but the main burden is on him. He is a man. He must. Yuki notices that Ivan coughs at night, a dry, racking cough. She brings herbal decoction, makes him drink. Ivan drinks so as not to offend, but the cough does not go away. His lungs, weak after shell shocks in the war, after cold winters in the taiga. Yuki worries, tells him to rest. Ivan refuses. There is no time to rest. There is much work. The children are hungry. The houses are falling apart. Yuki insists, but it is useless. Ivan is stubborn, does not listen. June 1950. A Soviet patrol comes again. A captain with documents from Moscow. An order: conduct a census of all children born from Soviet citizens in occupied territories. Register them at the consulate, process documents. The captain demands a list. Ivan enumerates. 22 children from him. Names, dates of birth, mothers' names. The captain writes, counts, raises his eyebrows. 22 in 5 years. That is a record, he says. Ivan shrugs. He did not want to set records. It just happened. The captain says Moscow is pleased. The policy of internationalism is working. Soviet-Japanese friendship through children. Ivan must continue. Help the village, raise children, set an example. They will send food, clothing, medicine, official assistance. Ivan thanks him, not believing. Moscow has never helped selflessly, but if they help, he will not refuse. The children need food. The women need clothing. July. Natsumi gives birth. A girl, 2 kilograms 900 grams. The birth is easy, 4 hours. She names her Momo, Peach. Ivan holds another daughter. He no longer counts which one. 9th, 10th. More daughters than sons. 8 sons, 10 or 11 daughters. The daughters are quiet, obedient, help their mothers. The sons are noisy, fight, run. Ivan prefers sons. They are simpler, more understandable. August 1950. Fuyume gives birth. A boy, 3 kilograms. The birth is moderately difficult, 6 hours. She names him Akira, bright, the 9th son. Ivan holds the boy, sees how sturdy he is. A good boy, he will be hard-working. Fuyume happily thanks Ivan again and again.
He is embarrassed, waves it off. Nothing to thank him for. It is his duty. September. A package arrives from Moscow, large and heavy. Inside are canned goods, sugar, flour, fabric, medicine, clothing for children. The village rejoices. They have not seen such wealth since pre-war times. Ivan divides everything equally among the families. Each woman receives her share. No grievances, no disputes. Everyone is satisfied. In the evening, they hold a celebration. They cook food from the canned goods, bake bread from the flour. The children eat their fill for the first time in years. Ivan looks at the happy faces, feels satisfaction. He has done this, provided for the family. October 1950. Yuki is pregnant with her third child from Ivan. She is 34 years old, 3 children from her first husband, 2 from Ivan. There will be 6, a large family. Yuki accepts it calmly. She is Ivan's first woman here. She has seen everything, endured everything. Pregnancy is an ordinary matter for her. Haruka is pregnant with her 4th child from Ivan, 1 month along. Mizuki is pregnant with her 4th. Reika is pregnant with her 2nd. 4 women are pregnant simultaneously again. The cycle repeats. November. Ayaka no longer becomes pregnant. She is 44 years old. Her body cannot endure it. After the last birth, she did not fully recover. Weak, thin, coughing blood. Tuberculosis. There is nothing to treat it with. The medicine from Moscow does not help. Ayaka dies in December. Quietly, at night, in her sleep. The children cry. Ivan digs a grave, the 2nd woman he buries. The first was Yuki's daughter, now Ayaka. Death is inevitable, but it hurts every time. December 1950. Ivan sits by Ayaka's grave, looks at the wooden tablet with her name. Ayaka gave him 2 sons, Takeshi and Ryuta. They will remain, continue her lineage, but she is no more. Ivan feels guilt. Perhaps the pregnancies killed her. Perhaps he is to blame. Yuki approaches, sits beside him, says quietly that Ayaka did not regret it. She was happy in recent years, had a family, children, protection. She died not from hunger, not from beatings, but from illness. This is the best death one could have expected. Ivan nods, but the guilt does not leave. January 1951. Yuki gives birth to her 3rd child from Ivan, a boy, 3 kilograms 100 grams. The birth is quick, 4 hours. She names him Kota, happiness, the 10th son. Ivan holds the boy, thinks of Ayaka. Life continues. Children are born, women die. The cycle of nature. It cannot be stopped. February. Haruka gives birth to her 4th child, a girl, 2 kilograms 800 grams. The birth is difficult. 10 hours. Haruka is exhausted. The 4th birth in 6 years. Her body does not have time to recover. She names her daughter Haru. Spring. Ivan holds another daughter, understands that Haruka should not give birth anymore. Her body will not endure it. He tells her this. Haruka nods, agrees. 4 children are enough. March 1951. Mizuki gives birth to her 4th child, a boy, 3 kilograms 300 grams. The birth is moderately difficult, 7 hours. She names him Masaru, victory, the 11th son. The army of sons is growing. Ivan looks at the boys running around the village, fighting, playing. His sons, half Russian, half Japanese. When they grow up, what will they be? Russian? Japanese? Or something new? April. Reka gives birth to her second child from Ivan, a girl, 3 kilograms. The birth is easy, 5 hours. She names her Nana, 7, because she is Ivan's 7th daughter from all the women.
Ivan is not sure of the count, but does not argue. Reka is happy. That is more important. May 1951. Tomoka is pregnant with her 3rd child from Ivan. Setsuka is pregnant with her 4th. Keika is pregnant with her 3rd. Natsumi is pregnant with her 2nd. Fuyume is pregnant with her 2nd. 5 women are pregnant simultaneously. Ivan calculates, if all give birth, there will be plus 5 children, a total of 30 from him. 30 children, an incredible number. He alone has created an entire generation. June. The captain from Moscow comes again, brings another package, larger than the previous one. Canned goods, flour, sugar, clothing, shoes for children, toys. He says Moscow is very pleased. Ivan Gromov is an exemplary internationalist, raising Soviet-Japanese children, strengthening the friendship of peoples. He will be awarded a medal. Ivan smirks. Medal for what? For sleeping with 10 women and fathering children? The captain says seriously. Yes, exactly for that. Politics is more important than morality. Ivan shrugs, accepts the medal. A piece of paper with a ribbon, useless, but the children will enjoy looking at it. July 1951. Ivan sits on the porch in the evening, looking at the village. Lights are on in 10 houses. Children are shouting, women are cooking dinner. His family. Strange, enormous, but family. He went through the war, survived the death of comrades, got lost in the taiga, found the village, stayed, created a new life from the fragments of the old. Not a hero, not a villain, just a man who wanted to survive and helped others survive. He watches the sunset, smokes a hand-rolled cigarette, thinks about the future. 30 children will grow up, maybe more. The women are young. They will give birth to another 50, 100. How long will he live? 10 years? 20? Will he live to old age or die earlier from illness, exhaustion? He doesn't know. He lives one day at a time. It's the only way not to go mad. August 1951. Tomoka gives birth to her 3rd child by Ivan. A boy. 3 kilograms, 200 grams. Easy delivery, 5 hours. She names him Yuto, gentle person. The 12th son. Tomoka is happy. She now has 3 children by Ivan, 2 from her first husband. 5 children. The house is full of life, noise, laughter. Ivan looks at her happy face, remembers how she came with a beaten face, fought, begged for protection. Now she smiles. He gave her a new life. September. Setsuka gives birth to her 4th child by Ivan, a girl, 3 kilograms, quick delivery, 3 hours. Setsuka gives birth more easily than anyone, young, healthy. She names her daughter Rin, worthy. Ivan holds another daughter, the 12th, 13th. He stopped counting. The daughters are all beautiful, resemble their mothers but with Russian features, high noses, light eyes. In some, the mixture of blood produces interesting results. October 1951. Keika gives birth to her 3rd child by Ivan, a girl, 2 kilograms 900 grams. Moderately difficult delivery, 7 hours. She names her Kaore, fragrance. Keika is tired. She is 39 years old, 7 children in total, 4 from her first husband, 3 from Ivan. She says she doesn't want to give birth anymore. Her body is worn out. Ivan agrees, doesn't insist. Keika has given enough. November.
Natsume gives birth to her second child by Ivan. A boy, 3 kilograms 100 grams. Easy delivery, 4 hours. She names him Hayata, Falcon, the 13th son. Ivan holds the boy, sees strong arms, a sturdy body. A good boy, he will be a hunter. Natsume is proud, smiling. Her sister Fuyume is nearby holding her son Akira. 2 sisters, 2 sons by the same man. Strange, but they are happy. December 1951. Fuyume gives birth to her second child. A girl, 3 kilograms 200 grams. Moderately difficult delivery, 6 hours.
She names her Yuna, young, tender. Ivan receives his daughter, rocks her in his arms. The 32nd child from him. The number is enormous, unreal. He has created an entire tribe. The village is now half his blood. January 1952. Ivan falls ill. Temperature under 40 degrees, coughing up blood, cannot get up from the futon. Yuki takes care of him, gives him herbal teas, applies cold compresses. The other women come, sit nearby, remain silent. The children peek into the room, frightened. Papa Vanya is sick. Ivan lies for 3 weeks, delirious, sees the war, dead comrades, burning tanks. He calls out names, screams. The women hold him, calm him. After 3 weeks, the temperature drops. Ivan survives but loses 10 kilograms, thin, weak, can barely walk. He recovers for 2 months. March. Ivan works again but more slowly. Less strength, his back hurts more, his hands tremble. 38 years old but feels 60. War, taiga, years of hard work aged him prematurely. Yuki says he needs to work less, rest more. Ivan refuses. No time to rest. Children are growing. They want to eat every day. The work doesn't get any less. April 1952. Yuki is pregnant with her 4th child by Ivan. She is 35 years old. She will have 6 children in total. Yuki is neither happy nor sad, accepts it as a given. Another child, another birth, another mouth to feed. Mizuki is pregnant with her 5th child. Tomoka is pregnant with her 4th. 3 women are pregnant. Ivan thinks the cycle will never end. As long as the women are young, they will give birth. It's impossible to stop. May. Another woman comes to the village. Old, 65 years old, a widow. Her children died in the war. She was left completely alone. Their village was flooded during a flood. Her house was washed away, her property lost. She walked on foot for a month, starved, nearly died. She found this village, asks for shelter. Doesn't ask for work, doesn't ask for sex, just a place to die in warmth, not on the road. Ivan allows her to stay. The women take care of the old woman, feed her, give her a corner. In one of the houses, the old woman is grateful, cries. She lives for 3 months, dies in her sleep in August, quietly, peacefully. Ivan buries her in the cemetery. The 3rd grave he digs, June 1952. Ivan's eldest son, Hiroshi, 7 years old, begins to help his father. He carries firewood, hauls water from the well, works in the field. Small, thin, but diligent. Ivan teaches him to hunt, makes a small bow, arrows from branches. Hiroshi learns to shoot at targets, misses 100 times, hits once. Ivan praises him, says he did well. Hiroshi smiles, tries harder. July, daughter Hana, 6 years old, helps her mother Yuki. She cooks rice, does laundry, babysits younger children. A serious, quiet, responsible girl.
Ivan is proud of her. Hanna resembles her mother. Strong, silent, hard-working. She will be a good woman.
August 1952. Yuki gives birth to her fourth child by Ivan. A girl, 3 kilograms. Moderately difficult delivery, 8 hours. Yuki is tired. Fourth birth in 7 years. She names her daughter Cho, Butterfly. Ivan holds another daughter. He realizes there are more daughters than sons. Now 13 sons, 15 or 16 daughters. The daughters are quiet, don't demand much attention. The sons are noisy, always fighting, breaking things. Ivan sometimes regrets having so many sons. September. Mizuki gives birth to her 5th child by Ivan. A boy, 3 kilograms, 200 grams. Difficult delivery, 11 hours. Mizuki screams, tears fabric with her hands. The 5th birth is the hardest. Her body is worn out. The child is named Sosora, Sky, the 14th son. Ivan holds the boy, thinks that Mizuki should not give birth anymore. He tells her. Mizuki agrees, cries with relief. October 1952. Tomoka gives birth to her 4th child by Ivan. A girl, 2 kilograms, 800 grams. Quick delivery, 4 hours. Tomoka is happy, a 2nd daughter. She names her Tsubaki, Camellia. A beautiful girl, light skin, big eyes. Tomoka dresses her in a homemade kimono, kisses her, hugs her. Ivan watches, rejoices for her. November. A letter arrives from Moscow, official with a seal. Ivan Gromov is awarded the Order of Friendship of Peoples for outstanding contribution to strengthening Soviet-Japanese relations and raising the younger generation. Attached to the letter is an order, heavy, metallic, beautiful. Ivan looks at it, smirks. An order for sleeping with women and fathering children. Absurd. But an absurdity that provides protection. With the order, they won't touch him, won't accuse him of desertion. He is a hero, officially. December 1952. Ivan sits by the stove in the evening, looking at the fire. 35 children from him, 10 women, 7 years in the village. A life he didn't plan, didn't want, but a life he accepted. He is no longer Ivan Gromov, tank man of the Red Army. He is the father of 35 children, husband of 10 women, breadwinner of the village. His past died in '45 when the tank hit a mine. A new life was born. Strange, difficult, but life. Yuki sits down next to him, lays her head on his shoulder. They are silent together, looking at the fire. Words are not needed. They understand each other without words. 7 years together created a bond that cannot be broken. Not love in the usual sense, but something deeper. Partnership, mutual help, respect. Ivan strokes her hair, thinks he was lucky to meet her first. Yuki taught the others how to live in this strange family, how to share, not be jealous, work together. Without her, everything would have fallen apart. January 1953. Eldest son Hiroshi, 8 years old, kills his first rabbit with a bow. A small, thin one, but a rabbit. He brings it to his father proudly. Ivan praises him, pats his head. Good boy. He will become a hunter. In the evening, they cook the rabbit, eat as a whole family. 10 women, 35 children, Ivan. 46 people at one table. Noise, laughter, shouts, chaos. But warm, living chaos. Ivan looks at the faces, understands that this is his family. The largest family in the world, possibly. And he created it himself. February 1953. Ivan wakes up at night from chest pain, sharp, piercing, like a knife stab. He cannot breathe,
gasps for air. Yuki wakes up, calls the other women. All 10 come running, fuss around him, give him water, rub his chest. The pain gradually releases. Ivan lies there, sweating cold sweat, realizes his heart is failing. War, concussions, years of hard work took their toll. He is 39 years old but has an old man's heart.
The women sit around until morning, don't sleep, afraid he will die. Ivan doesn't die, but understands there isn't much time left. March. Ivan works less, not because he wants to, but because he cannot. No strength. Chest pains return every week. The older sons take on more work. Hiroshi, 8 years old, chops wood, hauls water. Taro, 6 years old, helps in the field. Daisuke, 5 years old, herds goats. The boys work seriously, don't play, understand that father is sick. They need to help. Ivan looks at them, is proud. His sons are growing strong, responsible. When he dies, they will continue to feed the family. April 1953. Shitsuka is pregnant with her 5th child by Ivan. She is 28 years old, young, gives birth easily, rejoices in pregnancy, as always. Natsumi is pregnant with her 3rd. Reika is pregnant with her 3rd. 3 women are pregnant. Ivan thinks these are the last children from him. His heart won't endure several more years. He will die soon. 38 children. Maybe there will be 40. He won't have time for more. May. The Soviet captain comes again, looks at Ivan, sees how thin, pale, sick he is, asks if a doctor is needed. Ivan refuses. Doctors won't help. His heart is destroyed. The captain insists, says Moscow sent a doctor specially, an army cardiologist, a good specialist. The doctor arrives in a week, examines Ivan, listens to his heart, measures blood pressure, shakes his head. The heart is working at 20%. He suffered 2 heart attacks, didn't know about it. A year to live, 2 at most. He needs rest, peace, medicine. Ivan listens silently. A year or 2. Not much, but enough to see the last children, teach the older sons everything he knows. June 1953. Ivan teaches his older sons to hunt, fish, repair houses, work in the field. He passes on all his knowledge, hurries. There is little time. Hiroshi, 8 years old but smart, grasps quickly. Remembers how to set snares, how to track deer, how to butcher a carcass. Taro learns more slowly, but is diligent. Daisuke, 5 years old. Too small for hunting, but learns to work in the field. Kota, 4 years old. Ryuta, 3. Kenji, 5. All are learning. Ivan turns his sons into men ahead of time. There will be no childhood, no time. They need to survive. July. The daughters are also learning. Hana, 7 years old. Cooks, does laundry, babysits the younger ones. Emi, 6, helps her mother. Yuri, 5, works in the garden. All the daughters work, help. Ivan looks at them, thinks they will be good wives, mothers, strong, hard-working, like their mothers. August 1953. Shitsuka gives birth to her 5th child by Ivan. A boy, 3 kilograms 300 grams. Easy delivery, 4 hours. She names him Ren, Lotus, the 15th son. Ivan holds the boy, realizes this is one of the last. Soon he won't have the strength to hold children, rock them, play. He needs to treasure every moment. September. Natsume gives birth to her 3rd child, a girl, 3 kilograms. Moderately difficult delivery, 7 hours.
She names her Ayame, Iris. Ivan holds his daughter, rocks her, whispers that he will love her, protect her, as long as he lives. Then the sons will continue. October 1953. Reka gives birth to her third child by Ivan, a boy, 2 kilograms 900 grams. Difficult delivery, 10 hours. Reka is weak after childbirth, recovers for a long time. She names her son Isamu, brave, the 16th son. Ivan holds the boy, can barely lift him. His hands are weak, trembling. He realizes this is truly the last child. He won't be able to anymore. November. Ivan gathers all the children, 38 people. The older ones sit in front, the younger ones in their mother's arms. He speaks slowly, in Russian. Yuki translates into Japanese. He says he will die soon. No need to cry. Death is natural.
He lived a good life, survived the war, created a family. The older sons are now in charge. Hiroshi, Taro, Daisuke must feed the family, protect the mothers and younger ones. They will manage. He taught them everything. The daughters must help their mothers, work, not complain. Everyone must stick together, not quarrel, not divide into us and them. All are brothers and sisters, all one family. The children listen silently. The younger ones don't understand. The older ones cry quietly. Ivan hugs each one, kisses them on the forehead, says he loves them. He doesn't know how to express love in words, but now he says, there will be no more time to say goodbye. December 1953. Ivan weakens quickly, lies on the futon most of the day. The women take turns on duty, feed him, give him medicine. The children come in, sit nearby, hold his hand. Ivan looks at them, memorizes their faces. 38 faces. Some resemble him. Russian features, light eyes, high noses. Some resemble their mothers. Japanese faces, black hair, dark eyes. All beautiful, healthy, alive. His legacy. January 1954. Ivan dies. Quietly, at night, in his sleep. Yuki lies next to him, holds his hand, feels how the hand grows cold, stops squeezing her fingers. She cries soundlessly, won't wake the others. In the morning, she announces, the women cry, the children sob. The village is in mourning. They bury Ivan in the cemetery under a large pine tree. The grave is wide, deep. The older sons dig together. Hiroshi, Taro, Daisuke, Kota. They work silently. Tears flow down their faces. They lower the body into the grave, cover it with earth, put up a wooden plaque in Russian and Japanese. Ivan Petrovich Gromov, 1915 to 1954. Father of 38 children. Defender of the village. Hero. February. Life continues without Ivan. Difficult, but continues. The older sons work, feed the family, hunt, fish, work in the field. The daughters help their mothers. The younger children grow. The women stick together, don't quarrel, help each other. The strange family didn't fall apart after the death of its head, became stronger. Everyone understands they will survive only together. March 1954. A letter arrives from Moscow. Condolences regarding the death of Ivan Gromov. Gratitude for his service. Pension for the children. 50 rubles per month for each child. 38 children. 1,900 rubles per month. Enormous money. The village becomes wealthy. They buy food, clothes, build new houses. Life improves. April. Hiroshi, 9 years old, becomes head of the family.
Young but responsible. Works like an adult, solves problems, takes care of the younger ones. Yuki helps with advice, but Hiroshi makes decisions himself. Ivan taught him to be a man. Hiroshi doesn't let him down. May 1954.
The captain from Moscow comes for the last time. Checks the children, records names, issues documents. Soviet birth certificates for all 38. Now officially citizens of the USSR. The captain says that Ivan Gromov accomplished a feat, created a bridge between peoples. The children will grow up, will live in both countries, strengthen friendship. His memory will live forever. He leaves. No one else from Moscow comes. The village is forgotten. But the money arrives every month. Yeah,